So, hello everybody. This is, hopefully, if all works well, this is going to be a bit of a regular thing. I'm kind of feeling the need to do a chat with Cat once a week or whenever it decides to happen. So first of all, if there is anybody watching, could you just let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay? If you can just let me know, that would be absolutely wonderful, because at the moment I don't know whether this is working okay. Like I say, I have come into this today with absolutely zero expectations. I actually just had a moment where it was like, I would really love to talk more. I would really love to be present more. Because what happens with me is I have amazing conversations privately with my friends or with clients or in workshop situations. But just being open like this to just talk, I never really do it. So I'm hoping that this all goes well today and that we're going to like this. And then maybe Thursdays at 3 will become a bit of a thing, chat with Cat, because I have actually brought a cup of tea today. I am sporting a lemon and ginger tea today. So I hope you bought brew too. Because what I wanted to do was have a conversation with you about truth today. So hello to those of you who are here. I can see Kathy's here and Karen's here and Heidi's here, and thank you for letting me know that you can hear me okay. Phew, that's a relief. So the reason I wanted to talk about truth today was, I don't know if you're aware, but I have a podcast called Reality Poke. So you can find that on all of your favourite podcast channels. And Reality Poke is where I bring a conversation. I bring something that I feel like us as awakening and aware souls, visionaries, the light workers, the LightBringers, all of us here that know we're here to do something amazing in this world. What I do is I bring something that we're all pondering, we're all living with, and I bring my human being self, which is what I'm doing right now. And I also co-host it with my spirit collective. Now, my spirit collective are a very wise collective of universal wisdom, and I am a direct voice channel. So they speak through me and they are my co-host. So yes, it is really a bit weird. And it's fantastic because what it actually does is it brings our ability to expand our perspective and to literally just hear something that is so outside of our realm of weirdness that what it does is it pushes our edges. And that's what Reality Poke is all about. That's what the podcast is all about. And this week's episode, I must admit, I don't do it every week. I do it when I'm feeling in the mood. But this week's episode was all about truth. And I've never had such a response to a Reality Poke podcast as I had this week from talking about truth. Because the honesty is that all of us here now, we're all kind of looking around at the world. And let's be honest, we're looking at it and going, what the fish cake is going on in the world? You know, let's be honest, all of us here who are empaths, who are awakened souls, who are aware, we're looking at the world and we're questioning and we're going, hang on a minute, how have we got here? What is this? What is this? And we're the ones that are learning to recalibrate where we're choosing to navigate in this world from. So we are choosing to navigate from this place right now of, you know, that, I can't quite figure it out. And Because of this, I think this is why the last podcast about truth really resonated with so many people. Because what the collective brought through, what the crew brought through, was this entire ability to allow ourselves to stay in this place of questioning. And I think this is what we need to do. You know, we've always been in a space where we look outside of ourselves for validation. We look outside of ourselves for questions. We look outside of ourselves for, you know, is this truth? But in actual fact, every single piece of every single thing that comes into our awareness, especially right now where, you know, communication is just at overload levels. I don't know if you're the same as me. It just literally is so much, so much information that every single piece of that not only is creating a response in us of I'm emotionally reactive to what I'm seeing, but it's also bringing into our own sphere of energy layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of weaved together belief systems and structures and solidity that are coming from eons and eons of human existence. Because each one of us, as we've lived on this planet, has been a creative force to weave together, to construct, to bring solidity to the world itself. If you just think about how you and your belief system, how that creates the world around you, how that creates the choices that you make, how that creates every single piece of how you are in this world. It's all layers and layers and layers of solidity, all woven together, all, you know, it's tight. So what we're here to do right now as the awakeners, as the bringers of the new, which I know you are, to be honest, if you're here, if you're listening to this, if you're drawn to my energy in any way, you're one that's here to change this flipping world. And you're here to change the world simply by being in it. You're here to change the world by being someone that right now, in this moment, is willing to bring into your existence the energy frequency of questioning. The energy frequency of being aware of where is my response coming from in this world? Where is my being right now? Who am I being right now? Because when we start creating and navigating from what already exists in all of that solidity, in all of that information, and all of that outside of ourselves, all of that is already created. All of that is the old. All of that is what we're moving away from. And so we have to be the ones that are willing to be aware and to witness ourselves in being the questioner. And the crew and the channel was very, very clear that this is not the time for the answers. This is the time for the questions. And so right now, being one who is willing to bring the energy frequency of questioning means that we are letting in light. If you can imagine just being one who's witnessing the world and going, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I'm not sure where this reaction's coming from. I'm not sure of this that I'm watching. I'm not sure of this. And to not then go to judgment of it, See, that's the next step, because once we go to judgment of it, we're then creating a new weaving of creation in the judging of it. So it's our job to stay in the questioning, and the questioning being literally that opening of light into the spaces between this solid weaving of all of these infinite layers and layers and layers of belief and structure and solidity that are how this world is created. And if we think about it, all of that history, all of that weaving, all of the reality of life that we are in right now is created through agenda. Now, this is something else that was brought back into conversation. I've had this conversation through, with the channeling previously before about like everybody has an agenda. And we give agenda this bad rap, to be honest. But even you, even I, all of us, from an individual soul basis, just living here, being here, choosing to be here right now, we have an agenda. I believe we came with an agenda. We came with all of these choices of the soul essence of ourselves that we wanted to weave into this world, to be a change maker right now, to be a light of the new, to be this new that's coming through, this new energy, this new frequency. That's my agenda, and that's my truth of why I believe I'm sitting here talking to you now. So every single thing in this world, every single piece of that information, every single piece of that solidity, every single piece of communication that comes in front of you, whether it's on social media, mainstream news, from your friends, gossip by the water cooler, every single piece of all of that comes from an agenda. And it doesn't mean that it's bad. It means that that is how the world is created, by each one of us weaving ourselves into this world through our own perspective and our own truth, and how we want to be, how we want to present, what energy we are bringing into this world. And so when we are talking about truth, we have to be, now as the bringers of change, as the light bringers here, it's our role, if you like, to stay in this energy of questioning. I'm literally going to allow light to just come into this solidity of everything that I receive. I'm going to breathe light into it. I'm going to breathe my existence into it, my awareness into it, and let in more light in between the layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of woven solidity, of belief structure, of everything that already is and already is created, and everything that we witness in this world. And you'll see around you how easy it is to slip into this pattern, to slip into this like humanness of us, to then want to go through that witnessing and then want to go straight outside of ourselves into the judgment, or into finding an answer for that, or into going deeper into that thing that we're now questioning. But what we then do is then we create more solidity around the thing that we're questioning. And in the questioning of the thing that we're questioning, we then open up a million different layers of solidity just under that thing. And then any information that we get that counteracts or gives us an ability to, we think, understand why this is right or wrong as a thing that I should trust, that in itself comes with an agenda, comes with its own solidity, comes with its own weaving of all of the stuff, all of the stuff, all of the solidity, all of this messed up, mixed up world that we're living in, which is also beautiful and filled with love and infinite wisdom. And that's the paradox of us as well, being here as human beings. You know, I like to say that we are a gibbering wreck of a human and infinite wisdom in the same moment. We are all of that in the same moment. So yeah, we're here now. We've chosen to be here now as the light bringers, as the bringers of the new, as the ones that are here to bring change. But truth and awareness of truth from this perspective always has to come back to us. Always has to come back to ourselves. Because there is only one truth. There is only one truth, and that is our own truth. And like I say, that in itself then comes from, you know, our own filtering. Because even if we're aware of the structures around us that have been created, we have to be aware of our own filters as well. We have to be aware of our own triggers. We have to be aware of our own upbringings and weavings of this life, that at whatever age we are, we have been living in a weaving of reality. So even though we are witnessing and being aware of the questioning of everything, we also have to be aware and self-aware of our own reality, of our own truth. So how on earth do we navigate this world from that place? Literally by coming into ourselves 100 times a day, if that's what we need, in every breath, if that's what we need, and saying to ourselves, who am I in this moment? Who am I in this moment? What am I bringing in this moment? Where's my response from in this moment? Is this the truth of me in this moment? And it's very easy for us to get lost because we are human. You know, we have created these human vehicles that are literally freaked out meerkats of humans that just carry our soul around in them every day going, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? So we have to understand that we have to be compassionate to ourselves when in moments we go off and we are completely embedded humans from time to time, you know, and then we have to come back and go, whoa, I really felt myself go there. I really felt myself go off. And like, I'll often message my friends and just go, oh, my human is really freaked out today. Because this, again, is knowing the truth of who we are, knowing the truth of ourselves, knowing the truth of our truth. And I think we can get like a little bit lost along the way because our truth can feel so far away from where we want the world to be when we're looking outside of ourselves, you know. And I think this is why when we are looking at the world and we're kind of seeing it through these like our eyes of seeing so much pain, seeing so much turmoil, seeing so much injustice, seeing so much just fuckery, let's be honest, in the world, we have to just stop ourselves and come back into who we are, come back into ourselves and ask ourselves, what is my truth in this moment? And that can be My truth in this moment is that I'm really struggling with this. My truth in this moment is I'm really struggling that I don't have answers for this. My truth in this moment is I'm a bit lost and I'm a bit bewildered. My truth is in this moment that I wish I had a magic wand to change and bring more love into this world. By being aware of what our truth is in every moment, it gives us chance to let in our own light. To let in our own light into this world. And that is our role. That is our role. To embrace this fact that truth is a singular perspective in a singular breath. And to let our own truth be whatever it is in that moment, because our truth is infinitely changing, just as the reality of the world's truth is infinitely changing. Truth isn't solid. Truth is perspective, created with a belief that it's solid, but it's not. You see, truth is when we come back into ourselves, a place to navigate from. And that navigation means that in every single breath, we are in a different place along the path of the journey of life that we're on. Every single breath, every single decision we make, every single choice we make brings us into a different position on the path. And therefore, our truth is infinitely changing. Infinitely changing. So anything that feels too solid to us as LightBringers now, as the new bringers, as the visionaries, as the teachers, as the ones who are here to bring change into this world, anything that feels solid is going to be making our brains glitch a little bit right now. It's going to be making our soul glitch a little bit right now, because this is the time of the unweaving. This is the time of the loosening. This is the time of the questioning. And that's what we are here right now to bring into this world. So when I talk about the fact that I have this podcast, Reality Poke, if you missed it at the beginning, where I co-host it with my spirit collective, The Crew, that's my truth. I've learned that truth over many, many, many years. I've learned that truth as my truth. But I know there's an awful lot of people in this world who think that that's all a load of bollocks, to be honest. But remembering that our truth is a singular perspective in a singular breath, in a singular moment that's infinitely changing. So that means that it's easier for you to stand in your truth. And it's easier for everyone we love to stand in their own truth. If we could understand this time and this knowing and this awareness of questioning right now, and the power of that ability to question, not necessarily to find an answer, not necessarily to find a judgment, not necessarily to go outside of ourselves and dig into the solidity, but to just be this radiance of questioning. And that, I think, is what we're all here for right now. So there we go. There's my little ponder on truth. I hope, I hope some people enjoyed that. I'd love to hear if you've got any comments. I can't actually see very well on here. I'm just going to have a look, see if anybody's popped in. Heidi, thank you so much for being here. You are a super love, and I'll catch you later. Catherine Roy, thank you for being here. Anna Grace Taylor, you're a superstar. Sarah Cornforth, Sophie, thank you to everybody who popped in. And you know, I'm just going to have a drink of my tea. So if anybody's got a question, if you've got anything you want to ask, I'm going to hang about just for a few minutes, see if anybody's got anything you want to add. Mandy, what have you said? Lovely listening to your truth. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed talking about my truth. It's been cool. So what do you think? Should we make this a thing? Should we make this a thing? Chat with Cat and bring you brew, and we'll just see where we go. I really think that at some point the crew will pop in, and we'll make this we'll make this a chat with Cat and the crew, and it won't just be me. They'll be popping in as well. Kathy, thank you very much. Anna, yay! Anna is one of my absolutely best supporters and love her dearly. Mandy, coffee with Cat, yeah. It's ginger tea today. It's ginger tea. John Barron, thank you very much for popping on by. So anybody got any questions? Because I'm all ears, look. All ears. There we are. While I'm just wrapping up, I did hope that this would be going on to YouTube as well, but my technology didn't quite work. So next time, I think I'll be even braver and I'll try going over onto YouTube at the same time. Becky Wells, thank you very much. Thanks ever so much. If you want to find my podcast, Reality Poke, which is going to be the subject, I think, of these expanded ponderings every week, you can find it in any single one of your podcast libraries. All you need to do is go into whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere like that, and just type in Reality Poke and it will come up. Or if you want to find it, you can go straight onto my website, which is uninvented.life/Reality Poke, all one word. And that's got all of the episodes listed on there. So you can start right from the beginning. And we have right from the beginning, actually, there's 13 episodes. And the beginning ones really talk about the crew, who they are, how they came into being. And I talk about being the most reluctant channeler in the entire world ever. You know, it's taken me a long time to actually stand in my truth and go, yeah, this is kind of my superpower. Because the way that I see my channeling is, you know, other people take inspiration and they create music or they write poetry or whatever it is. This is how I create through inspiration. You know, it's a divine download that I speak out into the world. So it's my way of being my truth. Emma, hello from Mexico. Hi, thank you very much. And yeah, bring your superpowers. Absolutely, bring your superpowers. This is what we're here to do right now, and to own our superpowers and the truth of what they are. And they're absolutely a lot more simple than you think they are, because they're always the things that are as easy as breathing for all of us. You know, it's the things that we go, oh, it's just me. That's your superpower. Whatever it is that you do all of the time, that everybody else loves you for, that you just think, yeah, it's just what I do. Just look at that. Like, hand on your heart, go, just, this is my truth. This is the essence of, one of the essences of my soul that I've brought with me into this world. It's my superpower. So I am going to take my tea, if nobody's got any more questions, and I'm going to skedaddle. So you can find more of my work if you'd like to have an individual session with me, or you'd like to have a session with the crew where I channel the crew, or anything. There's lots of channels on my website. You can go to uninvented.life. There's all of the information about me on there and all of the links to my other social media channels. And yeah, go and check out Reality Poke, the podcast, because that's where this collaboration really shines its brightest in the world. So I'd love for you to go and check that out. Thanks ever so much for being here. It has been a pleasure and a joy, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you stand in your truth in these next coming days and weeks as you're going about your life, and just let in that witnessing of being a questioner. And that's what we're here to do. Huge love. Bye for now. Bye-bye.